Post reports that the U.S. Department Secretary of State discusses Cameroon relations, human rights, and the resolution of the Anglophone conflict, encouraging multi-stakeholder dialogue, saying there is no military solution to the crisis. Cameroon Tribune says the disarmament and demobilization and reintegration of fighters and ex-fighters in the crisis-stricken regions is well on course. The Voice: chaos as thousands brave sleepless nights in the University of Boya for international French language proficiency test registration, putting the Faculty of Art Administration under fire for gross incompetence. On the front page of the Guardian Post, Bamenda gets 30 billion francs CFA to construct and upgrade roads. The Herald Tribune highlights what it calls an alarming news of 7 million Cameroonians without birth certificates as revealed by Decentralization Minister Georges Elanga-Obam. Cameroon Tribune reports that among the 7 million, there are close to 1.5 million children, including about 56,000 students facing difficulties registering for official exams, notably the first school leaving certificate and certificat d'études primaires, because they do not have birth certificates. The Horizon exclaims, road projects, evaluation time, 0% progress on phase 2 of the Yaoundé-Douala highway. Municipal update projects the Bamenda Regional Hospital Laboratory as it gets international certification. In an exclusive interview granted Municipal Updates, Boye Bishop, His Lordship Michael Bibi, breaks silence on burning issues, reveals he has been kidnapped twice, insists education without God means nothing, clarifies relationship with Bishop Emeritus Bushu, and discusses his take on government's handling of the Anglophone crisis.
You're welcome back. Lapana Tasha Mama, civil society leader and writer, joining us from the south of Cyprus. Let's pick out two things from the papers. First of all, in the Post newspaper, a United States official reiterates the point that there is no military solution to the Anglophone crisis. In the meantime, there is military force being implemented on the ground in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. Earlier this week, 2 persons were shot, according to our sources, by military officers in Ajung village in the northwest region of the country. One of them died, and it is later in the course of discussion with the other person who did not die and who was rushed to the hospital that the officers discovered that they were not separatist fighters, and they were already, one person had already died. And now, in the southwest region of the country, we had another so-called separatist general who was killed by soldiers and his corpse displayed on the streets of Kumba. What do you think about all this?
That is the poor mentality I keep on talking about on the part of the government. I believe in 2022, we have an interview here on Equinox TV where I talk about there is no way the problem in Southern Cameroon can end militarily. Neither can the government kill all Amazonian fighters. It's impossible, because Amazonia is already an ideology. And many people are journeying it out of hunger. Many people are journeying it out of revenge. And I told the Ambazonia fighters and the Ambazonia in general that there is no way they can kill all the military of the Cameroon government. Because when they kill one, the government will recruit 20. Because they are taking the children of the poor all over Cameroon who are desperate out of poverty and frustration to join the military. So this is the main issue that I keep on holding on to it, that there is no way the crisis in Southern Cameroon can end militarily. Secondly, it is a constitutional crisis. Why are we fighting?
Please, before we continue, I just want us to establish this so we can be on the same platform. Today we are talking about northwest and southwest regions. It is either former Southern Cameroons or northwest and southwest regions. I believe we agree on that.
Okay. Okay, talking about the issue and the military options that the government of President Bobia has taken into consideration regarding northwest and southwest region. I make an interview here in 2022 talking about the whole issue, that the crisis in the northwest and the southwest region cannot end militarily. It can never end militarily because the government cannot, the military cannot kill all the Ambazonian fighters, because Ambazonia is already an ideology and many people are joining it out of frustration. Many people are joining it out of revenge. Many people are joining it out of hunger. And the Ambazonia fighter also cannot kill all the military, because when they killed one military, the government will recruit 20 to replace that one, because they are taking the children of the poor, the children who are frustrated and desperate to join the military to fight. So when you kill those innocent Cameroonians, you are killing your own brothers who have nothing to do. And secondly, the crisis in Northwest and Southwest region is a constitutional crisis. If you go back to history, you discover that Cameroon was won under the Germans during colonization. And then Cameroon was not divided to the British or to the French. Cameroon was given to them by the League of Nations as a mandated territory. That is just like you have a piece of land, and then you have two people who want to maybe cultivate on that piece of land. They say, okay, we want to use your land. You say, okay, take this part and you take this part. And it does not give them the right that they are owners, they have ownership over that land. And that is what I explained some years behind concerning this issue. So Cameroon was one. And then when they were given to British as a mandated territory, the United Nations came in 1945 and took it as a trusteeship territory. And then they have been under that trusteeship territory for some period. And then this is a constitutional issue.
Some little connection issues there with our guest.
This issue comes up to the point where the federal system was dissolved. It's still a constitutional issue. So this problem in the Northwest and the Southwest region need to be solved constitutionally, meaning they have to sit on the table. And sitting on the table needs all the parties. Those who are for separation to sit on that same table. Those who are for federation should sit on that table. Those who are for one and indivisible Cameroon should sit on that table. And then everybody should be given a chance to air out what is disturbing them. If those for separation can convene those for federation and those for one Cameroon, that we can form, we can separate and go our ways, they do it. If those for federation can convince the other two parties, they do it. If those for one and indivisible Cameroon can convince the two, those for federation and those of separation, that we can live as one people, as we were before, it is okay. So the whole issue needs sitting and on the table, dialoguing and discussing like brothers to end the issue. Killing can never end. Whether the military are displaying people killed, why? That is stupidity and that is a poor mentality. The Amazonia fighters are there. It's showing on social media how and celebrating how they killed their own brothers and sisters. On social media, the military doing the same. That is something that we need to pray for, that God should touch the heart of all these two elephants fighting in the Northwest and the Southwest region to change the mentality positively so that we all can sit on the table. Talking about military option is not the way out to the problem we are facing in the Northwest and the Southwest region.